All right, and we are live, and I definitely wanted to come on here. Hello, hello to everyone, and talk about how we are having this awesome masterclass that's going down tomorrow, July 15th, starting, if you're on the East Coast, 10 o'clock in the morning. If you're on the Central Standard Time, like me, it's starting at 9 o'clock, and I don't want you to miss it. I promise you, you will have a life-changing experience. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the Clear Vision Masterclass, and I have one of the awesome speakers that will be kicking off the masterclass tomorrow, J. Michael Sherman, who will be sharing some great insight. I mean, we have some awesome speakers, some great insight on vision. And for me, I learned that, I was moving along in life and I was doing all these things, but I really had to figure out that I didn't have vision for the things that I was doing. I didn't have an end goal I didn't see at the end of the tunnel what was going to be happening. I was just doing. And I think a lot of us fall into that.
Yes, 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 yes.
And so when you think of vision, not telling you to give all the nuggets that you're given tomorrow, but when you think of vision, what comes to mind for you?
Uh, Thank you for first of all having me on, and we're so excited about the opportunity to be a part of the Vision Masterclass. The first thing that comes to mind for me is clarity. Not to distract away from the end goal, but having some sense of clarity, I think is the start of vision. And so for a lot of people, the end goal it may be the ideal, but having some sense of direction towards it, you see, I think is also part of vision. So when the scriptures at least talk about vision, it tells us to write the vision and make it plain. And I think that there is something to that making it plain part that's really important. It's about clarity. And, just like when you're looking and you're seeing, you want 20/20 vision, it's about clarity. Yes, it's about a destination, but can you see? And so having an opportunity to write it and put it down gives you like an aerial view, and then you can plot your way towards that end, whatever it may be. But you first need some clarity. You just need to be able to see. And so, whatever that might mean for an individual, whether it's clearing some space or having some solace or taking a sabbatical or whatever to clear the mental fog, that's the first part of having vision. You got to see.
What do you think is the reason why people lack it?
Um, a lot of distractions, you know. If we're talking about clarity, then the opposite would be perhaps a lack of clarity, which would denote that there's something obscuring the vision. So there's just too much going on sometimes in the mental scenery of a person's mind, and you can't focus in, you can't see what you need to see. So if we were looking at visibility in terms of a pilot or so who's flying, then certainly certain conditions around them, certain weather patterns, and so on would make it very difficult to see. So sometimes trials of life, things we're going through, those are the things that obstruct our vision and keep us from having a sense of clarity. And if you don't have that, you can't even plot goals. You can't realistically plot a course if you can't have vision.
Hmm. And somebody that's going to take the master class tomorrow and be in your session, what is it that you want to make sure that they leave with?
Number one, a good idea of what vision is, so that we can appreciate all the elements that go to it. So we'll try to start with this conversation of clarity, and we'll work our way towards what more people would speak about when they speak about vision, which is normally an end goal. And for as much as we want to get to an end goal, there's a process to even seeing the end goal. The scriptures say that a wise man who's going to build a house sits down and counts up the cost. That counting up the cost part is part of the clarity that belongs to a vision.
Hmm. That's good. I tell you, I've talked to clients and I just having conversation with other people. And it's just not scary, but it's like, a lot of us are just doing things, but we really lack vision. And I think we miss the importance of vision and not understanding that where vision comes from and how you will
Hmm.
just be in the wilderness walking for 40 years if you
Yeah.
don't have it, and how
Yeah,
important it is.
I think one thing that really throws a lot of us off is we make vision too mystical. Yes, vision comes from above and vision comes from God, but you and God share more closely than you realize. And oftentimes, the vision of your heart is the vision of God. And what happens is people delay on what they feel, what they sense, what they desire, what might be trying to come through as vision because they're like, oh, I don't know if that's divine enough. Well, nobody's told me, thus said the Lord, or nobody told me I was born to do this. But it's a burning desire in your heart. And sometimes that's a clear enough indicator that your creator put it there, that it's a God desire and a God vision. So if we can stop discounting, what we have, we could often get out of neutral and at least get the first year.
That's some good stuff. Listen, I definitely hope people, I'm telling y'all, you all have a chance. You still have time to register for the Clear Vision Masterclass that's going down, happening tomorrow. You just heard just some nuggets, just a few nuggets from one of our awesome speakers. And we are just going to have a great time. And I hope you understand how life changing it will be. So, as I get off from this, and I definitely want to thank J. Michael Sherman for coming on live with me and sharing a little bit about a vision, but I don't want you all to miss it. I'm going to put the link in the comment section, and I want to see all of you tomorrow, July 15th, for the Clear Vision Masterclass. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you again for having me, man, and thank you for using your platform to elevate people like myself and others who are going to be on the roster with you, and to elevate the scores of listeners and watchers who are going to come back and review and have this for many generations to come. Thank you so much for the vision.
Thank you. Thank you. And I want to see all of you back tomorrow for the Clear
Please
Vision.
join us. Yes, indeed.